I wanted to talk about the classmates in the Heaven's Gate group a little bit. Well, first of all, the point to the whole overcoming process was to get rid of your humanness and replace your human ways, thinking and ways, with next level thinking and ways, as provided by the incarnate older members, Tian-Do. Now that's a gradual thing that takes place, but it starts off by walking out the door of your life, your human life, and basically not allowing your brain to return to thinking about the past and not doing the things that you used to do. So basically that was being raptured or caught away by the next level. It's like a rancher capturing wild horses and then giving them a training program, and the ones that make it through the program end up becoming valued servants to the rancher. And that's the process that Jesus taught, and that's what Tian-Do were following up on for the third trimester of the 3-trimester growth soul birthing process. So in terms of the classmates, which ended up being 38 and then 3 afterwards, that I believe, if you want to look at them as getting a grade in school, all got an A in their grade. It doesn't mean that they all graduated to receive next level bodies, but they would be given a new body, but some might have needed some additional lessons, and so would have probably been given a body that was not incorruptible. In other words, it wasn't a next level body that didn't have a reproductive system or a digestive system potential, as the body Adam had the potential to become a body that could function in a human way. And as the fallen angels, the third, that were in a classroom, when they dropped out, they had been doing tasks for the next level in a domestic capacity, and so they were given bodies to do that with. The next level can grow different physical bodies, and by whatever means they want to. And in order to provide upcoming students with the opportunities they need to have to where the next level can trust them and then be willing to give them actually a next level body. And there's a whole bunch of technical ways of looking at that, practical as well, because the next level are looking for crew-minded participants, not robots, but they do require that we want to become a robot, because we recognize the value of the teachers, the older members that are given to us to teach us. And so therefore we come into a position to where we want to be a tool, an instrument, want to be of service, just like someone in the military that wants to be of service to their commander, and values the crew, their squad. The next level is like that, but to the nth degree and without all the violence and killing and all that. So I want to move into now some more specific talk about the classmates. Classmates came from, well, let me finish what I was saying, is that the objective was to become like a child, like Jesus said. And what does that mean? To become totally trusting of your older members, with even your life, even your physical life. And you have to be willing to give all. And that's completely in the Jesus message for anybody that wants to go look at it. And it's also in the Moses lesson, a message. But, of course, those messages were given at a time when the souls that were developing weren't quite ready for the graduation yet. So it was given to them in stages. Because you can't go to basically a mammalian being that has choice and tell them that they have to give their all when they don't even know what you're talking about, what they're giving their all to. There has to be more recognition of the reality of the next level. It can't be a superstitious or mystical or spiritual form of allegiance. It needs to be all those things, mental, physical, everything. And to do that, you need to be taken through the total classroom processes that require more than one opportunity in a human environment, trying to take over a human vehicle that's been provided as a match for your growth, and that that human vehicle actually wants to be of service as well, so that you're not really stealing that vehicle or doing anything inappropriate to try to take over that vehicle. That vehicle has its own soul. It's true that a soul never actually is embedded in another vehicle that it's born from. So there's only one life to live in that sense. But the spirit, the soul, can be brought back by the next level, and with the instruction to try to get your mind into an existing into the vehicle that's been prepared for you to take over, and so that you can take that vehicle through the overcoming process, and so it actually becomes fruit for that soul that's taking over the vehicle. While that soul is in the third trimester, that new fruit would be like in a first trimester. Actually, not even in a first trimester. It would be probably preliminary to a first trimester. In any case, I may be wrong about that last aspect. They may jump right to a second trimester, like in the Jesus experience, when they're brought back, which would be when the civilization is recycled after that. So within the classroom, there were all different human vehicles that became attracted and that souls were taking in order to go through the graduation. We had programmers, artists, although he was a painter and a sculptor, and we had people that were in film and in Hollywood, and that had done commercials, and one was working with Stanley Kubrick's office at one point, or an associate of Stanley Kubrick, I believe. And we had registered nurse, we had technical writers, we had accountants, we had some that we had a rancher. They were all different ages, from as young as 16, but they had to have parental. I don't know the details on it, but I know there was communication between the parents and the two 16-year-olds, and neither of them, the 16-year-olds, ended up staying in the group very long. So I can't talk too much about that, but there was nobody younger than that was allowed to join. And then there was and there were people that, some of those people were older, in their late 40s, maybe even early 50s when they joined, and some were successful and had some money, and some weren't, and many were like me, kind of like a hippie guy, a musician that didn't make much money and just did odd jobs. And in terms of race,